Okay, let's go.
He wants to jump
1,000 cars. Sir, you have 1,000 cars.
I don't think I'd attempt to try this stunt.
Or we owe this horsepower to Uncle Sam.
Too many cars.
Car. You know, roses would be...
Like I put my beer belly on it.
If you can't immediately tell somebody how many cars you have,
you'll really give those uppity yuppies something to think about.
Stay on the bar. Don't go off the bar with your Bronco.
1980 Volvo horns, what's right?
Yeah.
I want the man's coolant.
and he's like, "Oh, I thought it'd be small. It's for a small car." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's still an automatic transmission. They're never going to be light."
It's definitely going to have to crash.
Starting off with Brad buying another car.
That's the West.
Internets. You know, is this a Nigerian oil print?
I also wish you drove a tan Camry.
Anyways,
Anyway,
that's a
horrible,
very
horrible podcast content.
very
Talking about a picture.
inside joke.
It loves to be driven hard.
All right. Here we are. Again. We're back. Old school style. Live. In the basement.
Yes, in person again. Even though I was literally just here, what, a month ago?
We told you we'd start flying you out.
Yeah. This is the last time for a while, unfortunately. You'll have to fly to me for the next few and bring all the equipment because the budget to fly out here has been depleted.
Yeah. It sure has. Anyway. Yeah, so you came out to work on the Colt, right? And
so I said last time I was here, I was going to try to come out again later this year to work on the yellow Colt. I expected it to be a little later in the year, but I have some stuff going on in August and some stuff going on later in the year. So it was like, I can do it the same week as Misselwood Concours d'Elegance.
Yep.
That's the show that my dad runs. I was like, I can make it the same week, and if I make it the same week, I can just stay the week and then work on the car afterwards. But it means I'll be there a month after being there last time. But it is what it is. So tickets weren't terribly expensive because it's not like a super common time of year to fly out here. So I was able to come out here fairly inexpensively. And I guess we'll start right off with some event coverage time because the first thing I did when I was here was go to the Misselwood Concours d'Elegance.
Well, we did they had a Cars and Coffee on Saturday, and they had the tour.
Also on Saturday.
Tour of the Elegance. Yeah. But we were invited to do the tour, but we decided in order to work on Project Car stuff, we just did the Cars and Coffee, which I didn't realize they do it multiple times.
Yeah, there've been a few of them.
So I'll try to go to the next one because it is very close to where I live.
Yep. And it was a good crowd, too. It wasn't a typical... It wasn't all the same cars you see everywhere around here.
I actually kind of liked that it was in a back lot off the road because then nobody's really doing anything bonehead because nobody knows you're back there.
Yep.
And there's no road leaving to like show off because nobody can see it.
Nope.
So.
And it's downhill with a bunch of speed bumps, so you wouldn't be able to anyway. And also, it probably didn't help that the entire staff of the, what is that school there?
Endicott College.
They're not like fake police. They're like real police. So, and they were all around everywhere.
So if you heard the beeping, this is also the studio/laundry room.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. There's a dog going back and forth between the immediate entrance to the room and the laundry.
He's pacing around. I don't know why.
This is all part of the experience today.
Cat's gonna come by at some point. I can hear her running around.
Yep, all part of the experience. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was Saturday. The tour was a 60-mile drive that vehicles that are participating in the concourse participated in. So they had show cars that make the drive, including there was a 1903.
It's French.
It was some French car with a French car name. 1903. I don't remember. Beginning with a D. So it was one of not very many left. Probably the only one left.
Yeah.
But the guy got it running and driving, and he drove it on the tour with everybody. So that was cool.
It was really cool.
It was neat to watch it drive away. So I have some pictures of stuff driving away, at least. Even though we didn't do the tour, we saw like the send-off of the tour, basically.
Yes.
But we knew we didn't want to spend all day on the tour because we had stuff to do, which we'll update in the Project Car update section. But
Yeah.
so that was Saturday.
Mhm.
Fast forward to Sunday, skip over all the car work. What happened on Sunday? This is your first time
I got to judge, which is
being
cool.
the judge of a concourse.
Yes. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I like that one.
Yeah, basically. It's not
There's not as much.
extreme as you would think it is.
No, because it's not it's not like the Bloomington Gold Corvette like thing. It's not like
Yeah, there's no points.
yeah.
It's more like the overall car presentation, its story. It's, I guess the word that I don't like but is correct is the provenance of the car.
Yeah.
I feel that word gets overused, but in a concourse sense, it's probably correct. So we'll let it work.
Yeah, no, it does. It's interesting, but it wasn't hard at all. Don't let anybody tell you it's hard.
No, it's not hard. It's
If you like
fun.
cars,
it's fun.
easy.
And it was neat because everybody does judging teams, and the two of us were on the same team with this other gentleman, Andy.
Yeah, I can't remember his last name. It's
Shoot,
Andy.
and I know it too. I used to work with the man. Anyway, when it comes to me later, I'll add it in. Andy, who is a little bit more into communicating with the owners of the cars than I've ever been, because I've done it before, and if the owner's there, you just talk to him or whatever. But he made it so that he made the owners of the cars come to the cars when we were looking at their cars so we can get the story of the cars.
It was very helpful, actually.
And it turned out to be pretty helpful. It was really neat. So we did what, 1955 to 59 sports and GT cars?
Yeah, I'm
That
not
was the
sure how they
class.
broke it up, came down up with that, but
So it sounds to me, based on what I've heard from sources, that the classes sometimes are broken up depending on like what cars are there.
okay,
So they like to have about the same amount of cars per class.
right. And you know,
So if they have sports and GT cars from 55 to 59,
right,
it probably means that there were a lot of sports and GT cars from like 50 to 70.
which is most enthusiast cars that would
Sure.
still exist.
So they broke that up into multiple classes.
And there was a special Jaguar Mark class, I think, for this year.
Yes, there was a special Jaguar award.
Yep. And we had several Jaguars to look at. So
Yeah, in that class, we certainly
because
had.
that's kind of like the sweet spot for Jaguar.
Oh, 100%. XK140
Yeah.
and the Mark 1 sedans, and they had some cool stuff back then. And I love Jaguars of that era. I mean, obviously, it's not something that my Mitsubishi budget has allowed me to play with, but
No.
they are super cool looking and sounding, and who doesn't love a straight six? So
Exactly.
what did we have? We had a 55 Gullwing, a 54 190 SL, somewhere around there.
That was a 55, the silver car with the red
Also a
interior.
55?
Yes, that was a 55.
Okay. And then there was a couple of Lancias
Yes.
and a couple of Jaguars.
Yes.
That was pretty much our class. So the thing to know about a Concours judging versus like point style judging.
Yeah, yeah.
Like most people are familiar with points, 10 categories, 10 points per category.
Okay.
And that's the general like car show style of judging
Yeah.
based on quality of each thing, like engine bay, paint, authenticity, originality, all that stuff. With the Concours, it's more just like that one's pretty.
Yeah.
I like it. It's prettier than the other one.
Yeah.
Now, that's oversimplifying it, obviously, because it's not just that. There's also, like I said, the story of the car, the originality of the car being like, is it restored? Is it unrestored? Has it been, what's its ownership history? What's the vehicle done? What's the story with the current ownership? Why do they have it? Is it part of a collection? What's the whole deal? So like we learned with that Gullwing that it was a one-owner car until 2 years ago,
Yes.
which is crazy,
Yeah.
and that it was painted in 1971, but never since, and the interior and everything else is original,
Right.
even the engine, like full numbers matching, 27,000 miles, which seems like, oh, they never drive the car, but it turns out that they do. The car's always been driven, but it's only been driven for events from new,
Yeah.
like driving events. So when the car gets driven, it gets driven like 2,000 or 3,000 miles at a time, but not every day or all the time. So the mileage is low. Super cool story on the car. I mean, spoiler alert, that's the car that won our class because, I mean, original Gullwing, you're pretty stacked, right? What are you going to...
Yeah.
What's going to compete with that?
Yeah, it was no, that's a cool car with a lot of a very historical car in Mercedes history.
Yeah, for sure. So it was like there's no coming back from an almost all original Gullwing Mercedes if you're any other car. So we pretty much knew going in that it was
also it's really funny because the top guy that forever has been into restoring those cars since probably the late 70s. I bet.
Yeah.
When they were like started to get old.
They became collectible.
He's here in Massachusetts, just kind of like probably 10 miles away from where I live.
Yeah, and even closer to where the car show was.
Yeah. So like we were looking at it, we're like, yeah, it's probably been through Paul Russell's shop, and sure enough, when the owner came out, he confirmed all the things that we had already theorized.
Yeah. The only thing we got wrong was we guessed it had been painted in the 80s, not the 70s.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's just funny.
Wild car. And yeah, Paul Russell's restorations is in Essex, I think.
Essex or Ipswich?
Yeah, which is right around the corner from
and
Beverly, where the show was.
Like people will send their Gullwings
They'll
from
ship
all
them
over the world.
From all over, yeah. Those cars from Japan that are in collections get shipped to Paul Russell's for maintenance even.
Yeah.
Like he does even little jobs to him there, so pretty wild. I remember I used to work in Ipswich, and sometimes on lunch I'd be lucky enough to see one of Paul Russell's employees out, test driving a cool high-end vintage car, a lot of Maseratis and Mercedes and all kinds of stuff.
My goodness. Oh, gosh. Who's the woman journalist that she just passed away?
Jean Lindemood.
Jean, yeah. So, when I was working at Bentley, I met her once or twice at some events, and some of my other coworkers were talking about her, and I think we went to an event where she was given an award, a journalism award or something. But my coworker shared in the office, like there was an article that she wrote. So in the 80s, about them driving two
Paul Russell?
two of those cars from here to Car Week in the 80s.
That's cool.
Cross country.
That's very cool.
One was a coupe, one was a convertible.
That's very cool.
When they were just like $40,000 cars.
And even then, that was a lot of money.
Yeah. But it was like 1985, and they just did a cross-country road trip to bring the cars.
That's super.
Not even heard of now. Like, you wouldn't dare.
No, everybody would. Well, again, those cars do get used for long-distance drives. Like, you'll see them in, like, the Colorado Grand or the Copper State 1000.
Because they were so far advanced for their time as far as vintage cars go.
It's a pretty modern car as far as vintage cars go. It's a very easy car to drive long distance. And that's what they were talking about when our co-judge, Andy, knows the cars pretty well. Turns out he works for a museum. That's why he has access to all those cars we were talking about. So he was talking to the owner and like, you should take this on an event. Like, this is a perfect event car.
Yeah.
And the owner's like, yeah, I'd love to. It's just timing. So hopefully we'll see footage of that car out there someday. Like, we're not big high-end car people, but when it comes to vintage stuff, it's a little bit different. So
my opinion changed a little bit over the weekend because at least a couple of these people that we talked to, the owner of the Jaguar, the guy that was doing the rallies.
Sure. He was super cool.
That is all the stuff that I would do.
Yeah.
If I just had a couple
FU
$1 million
money.
of disposable income.
Yep. Yeah, he restores and plays with vintage Jaguars, and he ships them all over the world and does different rally events.
Yeah, different TSDs and stuff.
Yep.
So, I was like, you're not that. The only difference is you have several more zeros in your bank account.
100%. Yeah. Several is a good number to put on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like a decent human being. It was cool talking to him. He really enjoys the cars. He enjoys the classic cars. He enjoys driving the snot out of classic cars, but then maintaining them back to like at a concourse level cleaning.
Yeah.
To hear that car gets driven in like the winter in Monte Carlo, and it looks as nice as it does, is wild. Because that
Yeah.
thing is immaculate. It was a Jaguar Mark 1 sedan, I think a 58.
Mm-hmm.
Black over red leather with like
He won.
racing
He won-
seatbelts. He won the
one of
Jaguar Special Class, I think.
He won some race in Dubai.
Oh, yeah. He's won a bunch of TSD style rallies.
Yeah.
It's got rally clocks in it. It's got like hot rod stuff, like louvers in the hood. It's got black painted wires, like
Yeah.
big old oversized driving lights. It's all the same
Although
stuff.
our only criticism, they were KC daylighters.
He had Casey Daylighter caps on them, but I don't think they were actually Casey Daylighters.
Oh, those are the only caps you could get?
I think, yeah, the caps were that.
All
which,
right. Could have helped him out. Like, hey, man, you can get some reps that look like vintage.
yeah, or even just the ones that are like checkered flags.
Yeah.
They look a little better than the bright yellow Casey Daylighters. That's all right. Nobody's perfect. You got to leave something wrong on the car so when you buy it, you can fix it and make it your own.
Sure.
Yeah. But a super cool car. It even had like hot rod louvers in the hood for cooling and
Yeah.
full custom made exhaust manifold, like header style custom made manifold. Like what a cool car. And I can only imagine how fun that thing is to rip around the snow covered roads of Europe on a rally without a care in the world, just driving the car. And then again, making it so nice that it can go to a concourse event. Like that's cool. Like being able to do both things with the car is cool. That's kind of the way we are, just on a much less zeros level.
Yeah, exactly.
You've TSD driven it in the wintertime, rallied it up in Vermont, and then you still nice and clean. You can go to a car show.
Yeah.
So it's just the same thing, just shipping the car to Europe versus driving it to Vermont.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, although seeing what was in, there was a more modern class. I was like, the client could be in this concourse.
100%. I mean, there wasn't anything that wasn't an expensive car new.
No.
Really, it was all. Well, the AZ1 probably was not an expensive car new,
No.
but there was like a Bentley and was it an E28 M5?
Yeah, which won an award for, I feel like it was like emerging collector, no?
Something like that. Whatever their class was with the newer stuff in it.
But the judge was talking about it, and like he picked it because he wanted something that wasn't usually a winner.
Sure. Yeah, there was a 993 in the class and
Yeah.
997 in the class.
And it was a very nice car.
Sure, absolutely, they're nice cars. So is the M5.
But it is a outside car for a concourse type car.
Probably.
So
Probably. I think any car in that class was, other than just basic, it's a 911. Like, you haven't seen many concourse with more newer cars, but I think they're trying to build more interest in the show that way.
yeah, I mean, like I said, even if they did a retro class for stuff that's 80s and 90s,
Basically a Radwood class without being Radwood. Yeah.
you don't need to do you don't need to call it a Radwood class.
No, what I'm saying is, but that's what I'm saying. You don't call it a Radwood class, just the cars of Radwood, but in a concourse class.
Yeah.
This year was also the first year they had a hot rod class, which was interesting for historic hot rods or like very cleanly built modern hot rods.
Yeah.
So that was really neat. Like, I think that Merc had some kind of history behind it. I won't say it definitely did because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was a really cool car.
But it was by far not perfect.
No.
But I think there was some history into it. Like the 32 Ford in that class that won the class is perfect.
Yeah. That was a really cool car.
An immaculate car.
And there was another, speaking of like using it in TSDs, there was one of the other special awards was longest ownership.
Yep. Yeah, it was longest ownership wasn't the award. It was the cars were judged based on 40-year plus ownerships.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like the number was like, oh, you had yours for 50 years, you had yours for 49 years, 50 years wins. It was every car with a longer than 40-year ownership was considered for the award.
Wow.
And then judged on like every other class.
So this guy had he's the original owner of a 65 Shelby GT350.
Absolutely mind-blowing story.
Yeah, really cool.
I didn't know any of those still existed.
He had it all the way, and then it said he had all the book. I was like, I don't mind that he has all his information books out. That you can look at.
That's a cool story.
And it was like original up till 1990. He restored it.
Yep.
But now, even then, you're like, well, that was 30 years ago. So now it was restored when it was 30 years old, and now it's been 30 years since it was restored.
35 years ago.
Well, 65 to 90. So yeah,
Yeah.
25.
In the middle of its life, it was restored. It's led a easier life since then than its
Yeah,
first 30
it's-
years. But he still drives it, like regularly. It's not
Yeah.
a garage queen.
Yeah.
But he used to do hill climbs and track days and all the kinds of
TSTs.
stuff that we would do with a car. But he just did in his 65 Shelby that he bought brand new.
Yeah. It's funny reading. It's like, oh yeah, sometimes you get lost. So you need it with a car with power so you can make up time. Been there.
Yeah, we never had power, but a little Mirage could go if it needed to. That was super cool, though. I genuinely did not know that there were any original owner Shelby anythings from that era left. But super cool that there is, and super cool that he's still into it and takes it places and takes it to shows.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see it on a track day.
Yeah.
Super cool. But yeah, he won. He did win the longest ownership,
Oh,
the
good.
long ownership award. But they were. I think there were some cars that had longer ownerships. Like there's a guy, the Duesenberg, that had it for 63 years or 67 years or some absurd number. I think it was a Duesenberg. Maybe I'm wrong. Packard, maybe. Big old 30s car. I don't remember.
Packard was best in show, I think.
Was it a Packard? A green and yellow car?
I think so.
I thought a Rolls won best in show. Yeah, it's hard.
I think we
it's not
talked
like
about
watching a
this.
NASCAR race where there's one winner.
We had
There's
the
like
lists and then left it.
24 winners.
I literally
in
had the
show.
list in order.
Should have had my dad come on the show, and he'd tell you exactly what was what.
Not good with these pre-war cars, but it was a ridiculous. That was the car, right? It was the ridiculous green and yellow.
No.
Green interior. That wasn't the car.
I don't think so. I think it was a
I thought that was the car.
maroon-colored Rolls that won best in show.
Oh, I thought that was.
I genuinely don't know. We could be giving out completely false information. Really? It doesn't matter. So, it doesn't matter at all. But some other standout cars. There was a Renault, like, beach car thing. It was like
Fiat.
Was it a Fiat?
It was a Fiat. It was
okay.
Italian.
So it was like the newer version of like the Fiat 500 Jolly.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
I
know
don't.
what it
I
was.
think. Now I'm thinking of it. Was it rear engined or was it front engine, front wheel drive?
It was rear engine.
It was rear engine.
Yep.
Okay.
That was super cool.
Yeah, all the wicker dashboard, wicker seats.
Yep. And then like the Surrey top
Yeah.
cover over the top.
It's like, man, this is like way, way cooler than any golf cart ever would be.
Well, 100%. But also, it won't work all the time like a golf cart. No. So it wouldn't be very good for you at your beach.
You wouldn't want to get sand in it either.
No. Yeah, that was one of the standouts of the show. That 1903 car doesn't even matter at this point. French car
Yeah.
was a huge standout just because of its age.
What about the British Squire? The one of
Squire
seven.
was cool.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, and that was a Squire lightweight, made it even more special. Like one of 7 of these race cars to ever exist. And we were talking to the owner at the end of the day, and he was talking about the front axle. So it's a drop axle like an old Ford, like
Yes,
Model A
beam
Ford.
axle, yeah.
Yeah, and then with leaf springs. And he was pointing it out, and he's like, actually, he goes, this is the lightweight model. He's like, so that axle is supposed to be aluminum. He's like, and it was on the car until like 5 years ago when it finally fatigued. This is a 1933
Yeah.
car. He's like, and no other parts existed for the aluminum lightweight one. He's like, so I found this one here, which is off of one of the other 7 ever built parts, but not the lightweight, so it's steel. We polish it to look aluminum. He's like, and I have a guy who's 3D mapping the aluminum one, and they're going to make it out of aluminum again to go back in the car to have aluminum one. It's like, that's the kind of technology we talk about being really good for the hobby. Like, they're 3D scanning this part, and they're going to remake it out of aluminum and have the car have an aluminum front axle again. The one of 7. Like, first of all, I was like, okay, so how did you find a part for a one of 7 car?
The
from
owner's group is
30s?
really small.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all in a group chat.
Yeah, he said the guy he bought the car from had a stash of parts that he
As
bought.
you would.
Yeah, that he bought at some point in the car's life and just stashed them aside. So super cool. That particular guy, his name's Ben. I can't think of his last name, but he's been there before, and he's brought his. I think it's his dad bought new Ford GT40,
Yeah.
like Mark 1, Mark 2. Crazy about the kind of cars this guy has. Super cool though, like not like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we posted a picture of it. It's probably deep in our Instagram.
I definitely have posted a picture of it.
It's like powder blue.
Yep. Super. It's like golf blue, basically.
Yeah, but no stripes. It's very, very cool.
Been a street car, I think, its whole life.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Also. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the story is it was his dad's brand new. But I wouldn't take that to the bank. It's the story I remember, but it's long-term ownership regardless.
Mm-hmm.
He probably could have had the 40-year thing, too, with that car. But, yeah, it was super cool. I've been before. I've done the judging before. It was neat to have you start doing the judging and see what it was like. I'm sure you'd do it again.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
It was fun.
I
It was a
enjoyed
different experience of a car show than you're normally used to, too, because you had something to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, we're going to hang out here all day. As a negative aspect, I didn't take many pictures, but that's okay.
Yeah, just lived in the moment.
Yeah, I have a few from the day before of the tour when the cars are going down the road, so hopefully some of those came out decent, and I can post some of those up. And I promise when I post a picture of the 1903 French car, I'll put the name of it up, because I cannot remember, and it's annoying me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that was Sunday, and then we plan on doing more project car stuff. But turns out, standing in the sun all day long really drains oneself, and we did not work on cars that night.
No. That's okay, because we'll just get a project car update. So the Saturday, we went to the Cars and Coffee. We took our time, had a nice breakfast to get powered up. And then you actually didn't do anything to your car at all until like a few days ago. But
Yeah, I was waiting for some parts.
yeah, I think you just helped me with the Volvo, and we had another friend come over help us. A couple of friends actually.
Yeah, they
and,
wound up with two friends coming over. Yeah,
and the engine went in. So
huge, like monumental step in this car's life.
that was the big thing. It was like the engine needs to go in it, the transmission needs to go in it, because the rest of the stuff is just small parts.
Well,
now.
right now it's a roller. Basically, you can roll it around the shop. It's got a transmission and engine in it. Like all the things you can do can be done on the
Yeah.
ground.
So engine went in pretty much easy.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, we had to use the pry bar a little bit on the motor mounts to stretch them into the holes, but that was about it.
Yeah, it was just a matter of getting it lined up.
Yep.
That fell right in basically. Now,
It's a big engine bay and a small engine, so that
yeah.
helps too. Like I was looking at all the space next to it, and I was like, man, there's all kinds of room in here for like
especially
engine swaps or air conditioning compressors.
had no there's no accessories on it. So
And there aren't many either. Like what goes on there? A starter and an alternator.
yeah,
But that's about
that's
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing
Even
else.
even fully dressed, it wouldn't be a very big assembly to put on the car.
Nope. So yeah, and the radio's out of there. It's a ton of space. Got that in. Then Monday night went back over, got it set up, put the flywheel in, got the clutch on, got it pretty well lined up. We thought.
Yeah, we didn't have a proper centering tool.
We didn't have the alignment tool, but thought it was pretty well lined up. Pilot bearing we never touched. That stayed in there when the crank went out. So I was like, these are all the same parts I took off. Like the clutch was in really good shape. Like somebody must have done it recently. It's the Saks kit, which is the kit that they sell on like the VP Auto Parts place.
Sure.
And the bearing even looks like what comes in the kit, like pictures I saw of it online.
It's the same brand.
Yeah,
Same part number on it.
I was like, all right, it barely had any wear.
Yeah,
Like,
it looks brand new, and
clean.
you don't normally
major-
put a used clutch back in, but I mean the thing is literally brand new. There's no
No,
need to
the
change it.
flywheel didn't need to be turned. It had been turned. Just cleaned it.
My guess is whatever happened to the engine happened not long after putting the clutch in.
Yeah, I don't know. So get that all back up. I had the bell housing all cleaned up already, so I threw some of that Alumicast paint on it, which looked really good.
I need to invest in some of that and paint some wheels. 'Cause
Not
it's
expensive.
Really nice.
$12 for a can,
Yeah, it's not bad.
and it seems to go far. It didn't take much to cover it.
Well, you're painting over a similar color already
Yeah.
too, but I think that would be really nice, like because
It's a dull.
it replicates that like raw aluminum finish really well.
I'm considering doing it on the wheels I bought for the car.
I'm considering doing it on the Colt wheels, the American Racing Daisies,
Yeah.
so Libras.
But then I'm like, the patina of the wheels kind of matches the patina of the car. But that's another discussion.
It's fine. Wheels and tires can be shiny. It's cool.
So yeah, we put the bell housing on, throw bearing, all that stuff's in there, clutch, fork. we're using the transmission jack that we have. Transmission's not that big. Trying to get in there wouldn't line up.
By not that big, you mean it's like 8 by 6.
It's a basic
Not very big.
60s 4-speed. It's like
Yeah.
it looks like a Muncie 4-speed.
It's
not-
separate from the bell housing, so it's only 8 to 10 inches long. Like, it's not a
There's
very
no
big
overdrive,
unit.
nothing.
It probably weighs 65 pounds. Like, it's not
Maybe if that.
heavy.
I feel like weighs as much as my kid, which I've been pick up all the time, so
Yeah.
that's why I didn't have any problem with it.
I assume he's around 65 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it in there, it would get to like half an inch, wouldn't go all the way in, wouldn't sit in the pilot.
Nope.
Multiple tries trying to wiggle it, like fine. So next day,
We tried a lot. We measured it a few times. We tried to recenter the clutch disc.
Yep.
I got up in the car and pushed the clutch in so it would release the clutch, and you sat down there with what was the best
Just use an
centering tool you could
extension.
do, like an extension from a socket set.
just eyeballed it. It was really close. It was not far
And,
off.
then I would release the clutch and hold it in place so you could try again. And we didn't. When we say we tried a few times, it wasn't like you tried 3 or 4 times. Like, we were out there for hours.
spent easily 3 hours on it that night.
Yeah. It was hours of trying different things.
And then
This is the kind of stuff that people don't normally talk about, right?
didn't
So
even.
you need to remind people that working on cars sometimes sucks.
So then the next day,
It's not all rainbows.
my dad found a centering tool. I tried to get a new pilot bearing just in case it was wrong. Napa gave me the wrong one because it was the only ones they could get that day. It was wrong.
He found like a universal centering tool.
Yeah, that worked decent. So after the third or fourth time of trying it, I mean, I had it apart 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
We went all the way down to the pilot bearing. We took the pilot bearing out. There's a clip, and you can just take it. Just comes right out, and it went right over the input shaft. We're like, okay, we know it fits.
We know it fits.
So we're not crazy here.
You know it fits. And so here's the kicker: is all of the books say to separate the transmission from the bell housing and bolt the bell housing on first. All of the videos say to do it the same way, but there was like one guy who was like, no.
Yeah, maybe it's like you could or couldn't. I don't know. But the easy way, you definitely take it apart. I separate it from the bell housing, and it seemed like in the book, it was like assemble everything, and then put it on. You should be able to just bolt it to the back of the bell housing, but because the bell housing is like a full bell housing, it's not like a half one with like a cover plate. It's like a full round. It literally looks like a bell, but it's also missing a boot. I got to order it for the clutch fork. So, yeah, so much stuff missing in this car. So, yeah, finally I was like, you know what? This is the last try. Let's just bolt the bell housing to the transmission, and that way it's already through the clutch fork and the throw bearing, and then maybe we'll just have more, that doesn't weigh anything. It's just aluminum. Like, maybe we'll just have more leverage to try to move it around. So I got up there, and it got closer, and then our friend Joe took over and was just like started wiggling it more, and then it just went funk, and it just went in. We're like,
Just
there it is,
just the right angle, the right amount of moving, and next thing you know, it's clunked in place.
and that was it.
So it worked out.
Got it up, put the cross member on for it, and then we put the drive shaft in,
Sure.
and I threw the speedo cable in it and the clutch cable, and I put the reverse light switch in the other day, and it's like that's it. That's under the car. That's done.
Yeah, you put the drive shaft in. You also put the exhaust on the day before, 2 days before.
Yeah, so
You did that on Saturday too.
So now it's just I put a new, I forget the name, but it's a 2-inch sport exhaust.
It's an OEM style and placement, but slightly larger with.
Looks much better than what was in there.
Yep. Plus, it has that cool Volvo tailpipe that like goes
the exhaust
up
tip
around the corner.
was on there, didn't look right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I've got the header in there now. It looks like it'll line up. I've got an adapter pipe to go between that pipe and the header, so should be good. I'll figure it out.
But next step is you have to modify the header and the intake to mash together because they're both aftermarket at different styles.
Yeah, they're close, and the manifold said you'd have to do a little bit of trimming to make them fit because it's like shares. It's not a cross flow head.
Yep, it shares the same bolts as the exhaust
So
manifold.
my dad had a good idea. He was like, "Oh, why don't you use some cardboard and make some templates?" I was like, "That is good," but I have some of those I have some Kydex sheet left over from when I did the air guides.
Okay.
So it's that thin plastic that you can cut with just scissors,
Mhm.
but it's rigid.
So it doesn't
more
flop around.
Yeah, more rigid than cardboard, so you can actually like work with it. So I'm going to trace the intake / exhaust gasket onto that, make a template out of it, and then I can put the header over it and trace where that lands, and then take it off.
Okay.
And put the manifolds on and trace where those land, and remove the material, and use it as a template to remove the material. So I'm not like
trace one
grinding.
in like red and one in like blue, so you can see the difference.
But so I'm not like grinding and then fitting it and grinding and then fitting it. Like just like make a template that I can just put on the back of the intakes and just grind to that point.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the company that makes the intakes makes them probably slightly larger than they need to accommodate different.
It looks like it, yeah, and that's what they say.
Yeah, because you have
every car's a little different,
and depending on what brand header you go with, because most people who are doing a twin Weber conversion are going to wind up with a header, right? Like it's not going to be.
Yeah, some people, it's funny. It's funny, like a lot of the older guys, you can tell kind of on the forums are like they're like DCOEs are like over the top for a stock engine. You're like, I don't know what.
Yeah, they are. I know that.
Yeah, I don't care.
I just want race car sounds and aesthetics.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. I have fast cars. I just need something that sounds cool and looks cool.
Sure, and that's what this car is going to be. It does not need to be.
And
again, not every car needs to be an actual race car.
And you can't get
they look cool.
The other carbs for it, the original carbs, easily at all.
Sure,
they're all trashed.
Yeah, the alternatives are like the typical like 32, 36 Weber.
Yeah, I could have done that. That would have been the easy mode.
Yep.
Because you can put a single manifold and a single downdraft.
Yep. Actually, I think you just use basically the stock manifold with adapter plates, right?
Nope. They just sell. The same company sells a
full manifold for
full manifold, and you can buy the downdraft from them. But yeah, I don't know. Some people are like, "Oh, you could use the cast manifold. You just cut the intake portion out of it and then grind it down."
Okay.
And they're like, that flows really well too. You're like, I guess
it seems like a lot more work.
Some people are like, I like the sound of it better. I'm like,
that sounds like a lot more work than those intake manifolds cost.
Yeah, I like the way headers sound.
Yeah, no, they sound good.
G20 sounds so good with a header.
That's the 944. It's a stock from the mid pipe back is stock to a stock muffler, but it has a header, and it just wakes up the whole exhaust on that car. It sounds amazing. That car sounds so good.
Yeah, because it just changes the dynamic of how the air is getting out of the engine.
Yeah,
it's not tumbling together right at the exhaust port. It's tumbling together further down the collector.
Much further down, because that car has a 4 into 2 into 1, so it has 2 points of.
Yeah, that's what I did. This is a 421.
Yep.
Same with the.
It gives a really nice.
That's what the G20 has.
I don't want to say tinny, because tinny is not the right word, but it's like. You hear the mechanical sound of it a lot more with that kind of exhaust than with the cast iron manifold, especially.
And so those are the next steps. I gotta get some like fuel line, get the fuel pressure regulator set up. I'm gonna try to hopefully get it running in the next 2 weeks. We'll see.
I don't see why not. It's all. I don't want to say it's easy because it's not easy, but it's less. You can go over there an hour at a time and knock a big project out each time. I
was under the dash trying to put the throttle linkage back in.
Yeah, you won't talk about the wiring.
Yeah. So I gotta get some better screws. I didn't have the right screws. That was what I ran into, which is fine. I think I probably have in my toolbox here at my house. I've got a bunch of hardware that I've collected, trying different things and buying stuff from Bolt Depot. You always buy extra hardware, but that's not going to be a problem because I talked about it. I found the brackets on the Master Car, McMaster Car Racing.
Right.
And we hogged them out, and they fit great. They're like little sway bar brackets. Oh, by the way, when I poked it through the firewall bushing, that just ripped and destroyed itself. So I'm
not surprised.
I'm going to order a new one. It's $5.
Old hard rubber. I'm not surprised.
But yeah, I was up under the dash, and there's so much wiring that it's just like.
I think the only positive there is it doesn't look like it's tied into the factory wiring.
No,
anywhere.
I don't think so.
Even if it is, it's all excess auxiliary stuff on top of everything else.
Even if it is, I'll fix it.
And I think it looks worse than it is because it's all zip tied to the factory harnesses.
And I don't know why the heater hose ducts are duct taped off. Like, it seems like the adapters that go from the hose to the dash are missing. I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe they fall apart.
Yeah, over time.
I'll have to look into it why they're not there.
I think you can find some.
There's that universal strapping is screwed in there.
Yeah.
to hold something, but
Used
it's
to
like
hold something.
into the cowl from the backside. So I'm going to use the cheap way as just I've got that foil tape
Sure.
to seal holes.
No problem there.
I'm just going to do that because
Or rubber grommet kit.
no, it's just it's too many holes. I'll just use the foil and
Sure. That stuff works fine.
it's fine. That's some cars use it factory to seal extra holes. So
Absolutely. Totally fine.
I'll just clean up.
I used it in the rear wheel wells of my Dodge Raider for years, and it was fine.
I've got that new dash, so the whole dash is going to come out anyways, and I'll fix it. And then I got to figure out some wiring under the hood anyways. I was looking at different fuse blocks.
The other good news is that everything he added, he used house wiring nuts.
Sure.
So it's very easy to spot the aftermarket wiring.
Yeah, definitely.
Just tie it in twist locks.
Yeah. So I got to kind of go through the wiring a little bit, but that's not a big deal. It looks better than the Gallant wiring was.
Sure, because that factory harness was toasted.
It was.
You had to remake that whole thing.
This
And
car
that's
has
many more wires than that.
This car has like 20 wires, so
Yeah.
it's not.
Headlights, turn signals,
Yeah.
starter, alternator, couple of grounds.
The majority of the wiring is from the firewall forward.
Sure. The only thing behind that would be like the
Taillights.
reverse switch, the taillight switch, the taillights and turn signals and backup lights. Like,
Yeah. And
for the factory, that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe the speakers.
Because there's no electric fuel pump back there. Sending unit. That's
Yep.
it.
Oh, I was setting unit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no ECU up under the dash. Like I don't have to trace wires back. Everything that is to run the engine is in the engine bay, it seems.
Yeah, and all you need to run the
Except for the
engine
ignition.
essentially is ignition, power, ground, gasoline. Like you don't need much else to run that motor. So
Yeah, we should be able to run it without touching anything under the dash.
Yep.
And they'll figure it out.
Yeah, because you could literally temporarily just run a couple wires off of it to run it. You wouldn't need to even do much extra. It'd be pretty simple to get that car going. So cool. What does the fuel system still need, other than obviously the carburetors? That needs to be done, but
I
you
should
got to
drain
drop
the
the
tank.
or
I don't think I need to drop it. It smells like old gas. I'm wondering if I should just pull it through the front, siphon it through the front, through the filter, and just siphon it dry.
possibly.
Drain plug looks a little crusty. I'm like, maybe I don't want to touch that.
Is the tank strapped in, or is it just bolted in?
Looks bolted in, I think.
Okay. That's probably the kind of thing that you could probably buy brand new if you needed to anyway, right?
Yeah, I think they have them. I'd have to double check the years that are available. I can probably just call them and ask them. But
Yeah.
I also think I should just siphon it from the front, dry, through the old filter that's there.
Yeah, possibly. Clean it out, run some kind of solvent through it. See what
Throw a
comes out.
little acetone in it, and then suck it back out.
Yep.
And then it will probably be fine.
But all the fuel lines and everything are
I was planning on just running it off a jerry can.
Yeah, at first, just to get it running, for
Yeah.
sure, and then figuring out the fuel system. That's what we did on the Colt that we'll talk about next. Originally, we ran a jerry can through.
Yeah, and all the filters, like probably run several filters at first.
Yeah, because you don't want to gum up your brand new carburetors.
Yeah, exactly.
The good news is that you can buy those cheap clear filters
That's what I'm going to do.
for
Just run a bunch of those.
inexpensively and put a bunch of hose in between and kind of figure it out from there. So sweet. So there really isn't that much left to do
No. Well,
because the brakes work.
they do work. They should be flushed. That's the other thing, which
Sure.
shouldn't be too bad. Because that underside of that car is not rusty.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's dirty. It's not rusty, though. And they look, the rotors are rusty, so we'll see how everything is. I have no idea what the pads look like, so I'll double check everything. And
They
front
have,
end looks
they have
tight.
material left. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're old and glazed or not, but
Yeah, there's a little noise in the steering gear, so maybe the steering gear needs to be rebuilt, but it should be
you
good.
said there was possibly an adjustment on that, right?
Maybe. We'll check
So it's
it.
just a little clunk at like initial turn in.
I did look up, again, the Volvo supplier sells the bushings for it, so it could be rebuilt.
Sure.
So we'll just take it as I go. The goal is to get it running. Like once it's running, I'll be like, all right, cool. Now I'm ready to do a bunch of other stuff.
It's still neat to me that you stumbled into this car ownership experience that's like a Camaro or a Mustang, like without even realizing it.
It was kind of one of the reasons why I did want one.
Yeah, it's just so different from me and a Colt. Like, you can buy anything you want from a catalog.
Put the
Very convenient.
Put the first mod back on it, the Epco shift knob.
Correct. Now that it's actually attached to a shifter into a transmission.
Yeah.
I guess it was originally. Never mind. Yeah, no, I like those shift knobs a lot. I think that I assume they make one that's slightly larger, different sizes.
Oh, it's huge. I don't know why you don't like it. You think it's big?
I'm just used to the giant 8-ball in the Corolla.
Yeah, like a billiard ball is a lot bigger.
Yeah, I have a billiard ball shifter in the Corolla, so I'm just used to that billiard ball style of shifter.
No, this one's pretty big.
It's still nice. I want to get one for. I want to see if they do the transfer case patterns.
Yeah.
So I want to get two of them matching.
I think
the
you can have
transfer
them.
case and the shifter for the truck,
I think they'll just make them for you.
like a brown or tan or something.
It's just, I don't know. I also like the shifter in that car because it's so far away. It's weird.
It's a very involved experience shifting that car for sure. It's that whole like stirring soup in a ladle in a soup.
No, it's very positive actually.
The shifter is, but the length of it reminds you of doing that. Like, I don't know, just a big long shifter handle.
It's funny because later on, the late 140s, they moved it. It's more in the console. It's more.
Did they really?
It's more like
linkages?
it's more like a modern car. So the very late cars have a square dash like a 240.
Okay.
And a shifter in the middle like a 240.
I know the dash. I just didn't picture the shifter.
Yeah.
I guess
You can see where they were starting to change over to the 240. Like
Sure.
they're trying stuff out.
I like the shifter being way forward like that. It feels like, I don't know. It makes it feel more vintage. I think. It feels more 60s for sure.
Yeah. Doesn't need a smaller wheel though. The wheel's too big.
Yeah,
And
that's
the
what
seats,
I really
it's
like
terrible.
about that car. It's just it's modern because it's just because it's a Volvo, but it has so many touches that are just clearly 60s, like thin chrome bumpers, the aluminum like tin plate grille, all that stuff in that car is just, the style is perfect. The thin little taillights, like it's such a good looking car.
Well, we were talking about, you've got, the 300 SL being modern. This Volvo feels very modern for 69 with the
Yeah, no, the car's very modern.
4-link rear, panoid rod,
Yep.
coil springs,
4 shoulder belts.
4 disc brakes.
Yeah, 4 disc brakes is like the extremely rare part for that era.
Yeah.
I have many cars that are newer than that without rear disc brakes. In fact, most cars in its class wouldn't have had rear disc brakes. I'm trying to think of what would you cross shop a Volvo with in 1969? I don't even know. There wasn't a lot that was similar to it. It was like a bigger,
Nothing small.
but it was more expensive than the other small cars. Like it wasn't like a Corolla or a Pinto.
You wouldn't be buying maybe you'd be cross shopping against a British car or something.
Or a
But
Saab, maybe.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else had disc brakes as a standard feature.
You might have looked at it versus like a 4-cylinder Mustang. Was that a thing? Or a 6-cylinder?
I don't know. Maybe. I just don't know. I'd have to look and see like what, because it just seems so foreign to me as a late 60s car. It doesn't really have any true competition in this country.
Maybe a Falcon, maybe?
Maybe. But even then, a Falcon was a much bigger V8 car. Like it wasn't the early Falcon that,
Well, you get a Mustang with what? A straight 6?
I think at that point, straight 6, yeah. And a little later on, Mustang 2s with the 4-cylinders. But I don't know. It's just, I'm trying to think of what car would cross shop it. And maybe there was like other foreign cars, like a Peugeot or maybe a BMW 2002.
Probably.
Maybe that would be a cross shopping car. Or, which that I think would have had drum brakes but independent suspension.
Yeah.
Maybe a 510.
Yeah. It's bigger than both of those.
Yeah. Just thinking like the under 2-liter class or 2-liter or under class of cars. There's maybe some Alpha and Alpha Sud.
Yeah.
There would have been some weird cars that I'm not thinking of because they're not common in this country anymore, like some Renault or something. But I don't know. It just seems like a weird. It's not a common choice.
It would have been a
for
way
an-
outsider car
for an
at the
American
time.
in the '60s. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It would have very, very strange.
Probably more
choice.
common. You probably would have saw them around here.
It's right, like a professor car,
Yeah.
basically, like a Saab or whatever became more later. Not to offend you, but like a yuppie car, basically.
Yeah.
But much like me and my love for Colts, you have this love for Volvos because we love rally cars, and they were rally cars.
Yeah.
And they were sedan racing cars. Like, we love the showroom stock race cars of the different classes of the era, and that's why you love these Volvos. Plus your family connection to owning Volvos over the years. And I love the Colts because of the old racing history and because my connection to Mitsubishis over the years. So,
Yeah. So everything I own actually has rally history or race history.
yeah, of some sort, except for the Jetta station wagon. The Golf station wagon, excuse me.
Yeah, it's a Golf.
It's base
Golf
car,
based.
I guess, yeah.
It's a Mark 7.
So I can't say the same because I own Cressidas. But a lot of my cars have race history, and that's why I choose most of my cars. The Cressidas are outside my norm, but most things, Colts, 944, Eclipse, Camaro, there's race history there.
Mm-hmm.
Even my truck, one has run in the Dakar before, so.
Yeah, so that's all that's the Volvo. So we're getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, close. It's real close.
It's going to be a runner soon.
I am excited. Hopefully by next trip here, I can go for riding it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's wintertime, and then I can't.
All right, so what have you been, your 5-year, 10-year project here, Colt?
Would you like to know how many years it's been?
It's got to be at least 10.
2013.
Okay, 12 years.
So that car was delivered to my house the morning of a friend of the show and longtime friend of ours, Keith's wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the morning of his wedding.
All right.
It was supposed to be delivered 2 days after his wedding.
Yep.
And the transporter called me when I was getting ready to go for his wedding.
Yep.
And was like, I'm 45 minutes out. I'm dropping the car off today. And I was like, I'm in a wedding later today. So what am I supposed to do here? Actually, was the wedding the next day maybe? Or was it the same day? I don't remember. Regardless, I was trying to get down there for his wedding. And the car arrived at my house. That was September? Either October or September of 2013.
September.
So September. So, yeah, I've had it for a long time. It lived in my old rented garage in Groveland, Massachusetts for a while. Lived in my driveway for a while. Ever since I've moved to Phoenix, it's lived in my parents' driveway, which is obviously not ideal for an old car. But it's just been a lot. I've talked about it a bunch of times because I've flown out here a bunch of times to work on it. And every time I get, like, just murdered by something and can't quite finish it. The last time I finally got it to run, sort of, not very well, and I was able to at least prove that fact that I could make it run, but it wouldn't idle right. There were some issues with
the accelerator pump bad.
The accelerator pump possibly on the carburetor, and I wasn't getting gas out of the tank. I was using fuel from a jerry can because the tank was destroyed inside.
Did one of our former guests, Jeremy, look at it for you?
Yes, he did. He came out and looked at it at one point for me. I was considering having him just like towing it to his house and having him fix it, but for some reason that never worked out. I don't remember if it was just timing-wise or whatever, but it never actually wound up working out. But I sent him some money for his time he did spend looking at it. And he gave it, I don't remember what was going on then. There was a reason for it at the time. You were busy. I think Marco was really little, and I didn't want to. Regardless, I don't remember what happened at the time, but nonetheless,
I don't either.
He came out. He came out and looked at it at one point. So last time that I was here working on it, I purchased a cheap Chinese carburetor because I didn't want to spend the correct money on a Weber.
A Weber.
Oh yeah, I bought a Weber instead of a Weber because I didn't want to spend Weber money because I didn't know if it was actually going to be a runner or not. And the issue with the factory carb the time before was that it was just full of gunk and garbage, and even rebuilding it didn't seem to help and did not run right, and it was full of vacuum leaks, and it wasn't any good anymore. So the Weber was supposed to fix that, but it arrived, and I put it on the car, and I went to adjust the idle, and the idle screw fell off. Like it cracked in half somehow before I even barely touched it. So it must have already been broken before I put it in the car.
Yep.
So I obviously got discouraged and put the car away and flew home. However, before I flew home, I did drop off the gas tank to Roger's Radiator because they still do the deep boiling in the chemical bath to clean all the rust out. And they coated it as well, which I was not asking for, but they did. So whatever, it's fine. This time, it'd been so long since I had bought that carb, I couldn't return it, even when I first used it, because it had been sitting around for a couple of years. So I bought another carb from the same company.
Return the one you have.
I bought another carb from the same company, took out that idle jet piece, and put it into the carb that was on the car. Put the carb back on the car, put the tank in the car. This was, what's today, Thursday? So this would have been Tuesday. I put the tank back in the car. No, yesterday, Wednesday. Must have been Wednesday. Wednesday, I put the tank in the car. Have the electric fuel pump that I installed at some point prior. But when I installed the electric fuel pump, we didn't know how bad the inside of the old gas tank was. So we pumped the old fuel through it like 3 or 4 years ago. So I got it all put back together this trip. Gas tank's in. Carburetor's on. It's funny. The gas tank has a sending unit for like a fuel level sender.
Yep.
And I spent, and a friend of the show and former guest Jared spent with me about 2.5 hours searching around the car and around the garage for that sending unit.
Yeah.
We needed to close the tank up. We're just about ready to give up and figure out some way just to close the thing up and not worry about having a sending unit for now. When your father pulls down the driveway and just starts talking to us about actually the universal centering tool that he had.
Yep.
And then drops, oh, I have the sending unit for that gas tank across the street in my garage. It's in the it's in the refrigerator.
I didn't know it was over there either.
So I was like, it's in the refrigerator. Anyway, so I go over there. Not in the refrigerator, unfortunately. So now I'm panicking. But we did eventually find it, thankfully, on top of your dad's toolbox. So that's good.
Oh.
Now, I do want to thank him because he took it out so that it didn't go to the Rogers Radiator shop with the sending unit in it and then wind up getting lost there. So it was a proactive thought on his part. He just neglected to tell me the other day when he knew I was going to be working on it. So thankfully he showed up there right about the part where I was like, I'm just going to seal it with something and call it a day. And we did get it on there. So anyway, it's all in the car. Get the whole thing plumbed up. Figure out which is the positive, which is the negative wire at the battery, because I'm just going to run the fuel pump on just battery power for now. I'll relay it and everything later. Just want to make it work. Because there was a relay from before when we set it up, but then I couldn't figure out if the relay was bad or what was going on. Couldn't make it make power. Went direct power, made it make power. Turns out there was just some corrosion, but I got that all cleared up. But I couldn't pump fuel from the tank to the carburetor. Incredibly frustrating. All this fresh stuff.
I noticed it was still up on the jack stands. You were trying to do that. Was it not? Was there fuel not by the pickup?
The pickup is at the front bottom of the tank.
Oh.
So it's exactly where it needs to be in that particular situation. So, no. Then I was going to pull the fuel pump off to see if it was actually sucking fuel or if it was just not working at all, just making noise. So I pulled it off, and there was fuel from the tank to the pump, but not from the pump to the front of the car. So it was fresh fuel in the lines, like fresh, perfectly clear fuel between the pump and the tank, but nothing beyond that. So I was like, well, seems like this pump is just not flowing fuel now. So I took the whole pump out, and sorry, let me rewind a little bit. I put the car away that night and I was like, fine, I'm done. I sprayed a little ether into it and we cranked it over, my father and I. And it stumbled and started a little bit until it ran out of ether, but that just proved the point that the motor was good enough and it had spark, and all I needed to get was fuel to it. So this morning I went out and I bought a new fuel pump. It's one of those 3 PSI, what's the brand on them? The real red guys.
The Edelbrocks?
Edelbrock, thank you.
Yeah.
A little red Edelbrock 3 PSI pump. So I got that, went back, I was under the car, taking the old pump off, And what I forgot was that there was fuel between the tank and the pump. So when I took it off, that fuel drained out. Well,
Sure.
because of the calipari action of a fuel pump in a tank, it builds pressure, and then it's like a straw. And then when that thing is sticking out of the tank, it just dumps all the fuel from the tank out the hose. It won't stop. And I'm under the car with nowhere to put it, nothing to do. Thankfully, when I come visit here, I usually stay at my parents' house, and my mom was outside. And I was like, Bob, I need a fuel tank, or I don't know, anything to dump fuel into, please. So she managed to find the jerry can in the garage.
Ah.
And I got it under the car, got the hose towards it, didn't quite reach, kind of figured out a way to rig it together with the filler neck of the jerry can. And I made it all work, but not in the time that I didn't completely douse myself from head to waist in gasoline. In fact, you can probably still smell gasoline down here on me this afternoon, I mean. Taking 2 showers and changed clothes twice, but the gasoline smell won't go away. But anyway, so yeah, I got gasoline all over myself, and I was annoyed, but I was like, whatever, I'm just going to finish working on this because I can still deal with the gasoline, and I'm spilling gasoline to myself. And then within 5 minutes, my back was burning. And I was like, this gasoline stuff's not very good for my skin, apparently.
Nope.
So I stripped off all the stuff that I was wearing and took a shower because it was getting bad.
Yep.
Then I was annoyed. Didn't go right back to work on it. But eventually went out there. I took the old fuel pump, and I went to pump it. And no matter which direction I did the polarity of the power, so it was pumping or sucking, sucking or blowing, it seemed to be pushing air out the backside of it.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that it was probably clogged. So my guess is when I ran it many years ago with the old tank, whatever was in that old tank went into it, and has been sitting there just congealing over the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, that pump was trash. So I put the new pump in, try to get fuel through it. Same situation. Couldn't get fuel up to the engine
Weird.
bay. Super frustrated. So at that point, my father had come back from work, and he was like, why don't we try to pump it through the line with a vacuum pump? Like manually pull it through the line. So I was like, yeah, maybe. So he has one of those Harbor Freight like orange like transfer pumps.
Yeah.
And we just kind of clamped it on the end of the inline filter under the hood and just pulled through a few times and eventually got the fuel to start pumping into that clear filter. It was a bit gunky at first, but then came through and then powered the pump up and gasoline flows up to where it needs to go. Connected to the carb, pumped it a few times, car fired right up, idled. Idled is maybe an extreme. It didn't really idle. We made it idle with the throttle,
Yeah.
and it didn't smoke. It didn't shake. It didn't knock. It sounds like a brand new engine. It sounds really good. So the car is essentially running. I mean, after all these years, finally everything has come together and the car is running.
Yeah.
I need to tidy up the electrical stuff for the pump because I didn't do all that because I want to make sure it was going to work first.
Right.
So I need to put the heat shrink down there and clean it all up and cover up all the connections. I need to fit the linkage between the throttle pedal and the carburetor because it's not a cable. It's a spring and a shaft that rotates. So I need to find a way to connect that shaft to the back of the carburetor. I'm sure I can figure out something with brackets and stuff that either I have or I can get at Home Depot or something tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's basically just, I don't know, drive it up and down the street, see what happens. See what it needs next. Does it need brakes? Does it need anything like that? Who knows? But the important thing is to have the car up and running because it's way cheaper to ship a running car.
Yes.
So if I have the car up and running, also the other factor is we can't get cars picked up at our parents' houses
Yes.
by an 18-wheeler because they're too tall. So
They're too long.
Too
It's
long.
a dead-end
excuse
street.
me. Yeah. So we have to we usually transport them down the street to like the Target parking lot, and they pick them up there, no problem.
Yeah.
I guess they probably pick it up here in front of your house too. They did that before as well.
Yeah.
But so yeah, now that it runs, I got to tidy up those things tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have it to a point where it's yard drivable. and can drive it around the yard and see what else it needs. It didn't have much brakes when it was not running, but that could also just be from not running, not having any vacuum.
Yeah.
I can get to build it to vacuum and work. We shall see. It does have an e-brake, so at least it has that going for it. But everything else seems to work. I got a bunch of other parts for it that I've collected over the years. Struts and springs and suspension and all the new ball joints and all that stuff I have for that car.
Mm-hmm.
The strut tops are blown out. I have new OEM style strut tops. Whether or not I'll keep those or modify it at some point, who knows, but at least I have some stuff for now, so it just needs to be cleaned again and a couple minor things, and after all these years we have a driver.
Nice.
So pretty good run of Mitsubishi stuff for me. Starting with that pickup. Got that thing going.
Oh, yeah.
Got the Starion picked up the other day.
Forgot about that
I got to go figure
already.
out the Starion. And now I got this yellow Colt up and running. Like, we're knocking out the Mitsubishis here.
There you go.
So 3 pretty big wins in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the Starion I know anything about yet, but just the fact that it exists and it's clean is a win I'm considering for that one. So, yeah. Interesting times. Interesting times. Things are coming up Mitsubishi for me again.
There you go.
I went a little left or right there for a while with a Mercor and a Porsche, but we're back on track.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Mitsubishis. Back to the old ways it used to be. Except
Yeah.
this time they all run almost. Mostly, sort of. But yeah, that's it. That's the Project Car Colt. That was the whole reason I came here this week, was to work on that car and to get it drivable.
Cool.
So I'm 95% of the way there, and hopefully can finish it tomorrow because I'm leaving here on Saturday.
Nice.
So fingers crossed. And then I get it shipped.
Sounds good.
Because last thing I have is space for one of the cars in Phoenix. Whatever. It's got to get out of here. And that car's kind of been... I can't not finish that car. Whether or not I keep it forever or not, I don't know, but I need to at least finish it for my own mental health, I guess. So that's it.
Oh,
That's the car.
Daily car updates. I've got all the wheel bearings in for all of the Subarus.
Excellent.
We still have to do we want to do a before test with the chassis ears on Stephanie's car. Just curious to see how loud it is on the chassis ears. 'Cause
Sure.
it's very loud in the car.
I noticed there's also a tire on the Volkswagen.
Oh yeah, that's done. That was annoying, but Audubon took care of me, got that on for me. And then
Excellent.
Tyrek apparently paid the claim, but it seems like they only paid for the tire, not the labor, which is weird. I guess.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know. I'll see what the check looks like when I get it. It looked like they did adjust it up for the new price of the tire.
Okay, that's good then.
Yeah, so maybe they adjusted it for the
I assume they sold you
labor.
the tire.
Tyrek did, yeah.
Yeah. And the replacement tire, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know they get adjusted for the pricing.
Yeah. And they give you another road hazard for it. So
And the road hazard doesn't cost extra?
no, not anymore. It said most road tires will have road hazard now. So I'm sure like
Yeah, if you buy like an odd van, you don't
the
get road
Zenuses I
hazard.
probably don't get.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I meant, a Zenus, sorry.
Yeah.
No road hazard on race tires.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm waiting. I'll have the backing plates tomorrow, actually, from Japan for Stephanie's car, according
Excellent.
to shipping.
Excellent.
So the strange backing plates that get wonky. I don't know.
That caused the bearings to go bad somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah. I don't know what the situation is there, but it is what it is. I have the parts when I go home. They came in while I was here. The parts to fix my daily back home, the air conditioning compressor for the Eclipse.
Yeah.
So that'll be the project on top of the Starion when I get home. So
Mm-hmm.
stupid daily car projects.
Yep.
Although I guess I should be less annoyed when the Eclipse breaks than the Volkswagen or the Subaru because it's a 93.
30 years old.
Yeah.
Or more, actually.
32 years old.
Yeah. And then I'll gotta figure out. I also have to get brakes for the Subaru, but I'll get them from the dealer that lets you buy stuff online. So they do look like they're worn out, but
Is that Wakefield?
no, North Reading Subaru.
Oh,
For
North
whatever
Reading,
reason,
not Wakefield,
I don't know
that's
why.
what it
That's
is.
the only one that we'll sell you the stuff online for whatever reason.
I don't know.
Sure, I'm going to do it because it was way cheaper to get my mom's wheel bearings there.
And you're supporting the local business versus buying them from Amazon or whatever. So
I went on Rock Auto, and yes, they do have the wheel bearings for those two cars, and they're like, I don't know, around $150 for like SKFs. But I'm like, I don't know, I'll just put the factory ones. I know they didn't last as long, but then when I was researching the part numbers, they've gone through several super sessions.
So they probably improved them.
Hopefully.
I mean, they're probably SKFs anyway, so
like my mom's car was on like, they start at letter A. It was on D. So
okay.
hopefully it's gone through some revisions and fixes. Yep. But also I found like I don't know, somehow I found this guy Blingstrom on Instagram, just like a Subaru tech, but posts a lot a while back. But then he has a nice blog site with just like how to do repairs on certain Subarus, and
okay,
he has a whole post. It's like rear wheel bearings. It's a Subaru thing. I was like, apparently that's from. He said in 2008 they switched to bolt-in ones, and they just seem to go through wheel bearings.
Interesting.
So,
well, explains why you guys have two Subarus with wheel bearing issues then. So
yeah, my mom's car has 40,000 miles on it.
You're not uncommon. It sounds like
on a 2016, which is crazy.
Yeah, my mom's car was the same way. Got 37,000 on like a 2018 or 19. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't drive it anywhere.
But 10-year, 100,000 mile Mitsubishi warranty.
It does have that, doesn't it?
Those Subarus did not come with long warranties, also, which is annoying.
That's true. If her wheel bearings were bad, she would have a warranty.
Yep. Subaru warranty is like $336. It's like something really
it's
stupid.
like a 1995 warranty.
Stupidly low.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean that used to be a good warranty. $336 was huge in like the late 80s, early 90s. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, you get a 3-year warranty on that thing?
And yes, like I said before, this is the only problem we've had.
Sure.
But still, it's unacceptable that they don't have any support.
40,000 mile wheel bearings is a joke. And it's usually a part that wears out over time. I'm sorry, over miles, not time. But it sounds like the issue with these is caused by time and corrosion or something versus actual wear.
I don't know.
So it wouldn't matter if it was 40,000 miles or 240,000 miles. It's the time between new and now, I think, is what caused the problem.
Like I said, if both cars had 150,000 miles on them, I'd be like, yeah, of course it needs rear wheel bearings.
Sure. Both of them combined don't have 150,000 miles on them.
That's a normal interval.
Yep. Both of them combined don't have that, though.
No.
So you're not the same.
Stupid. But
excellent.
Earlier you were talking about the hood vents on that Jaguar.
Yes.
We discovered that someone drilled in washer nozzles into my Volvo.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Instead of using the factory ones, just like put light up ones.
Yeah, we didn't notice that before.
And like I'm like kind of annoyed now because now I look at them and like the totally flat hood looks so nice without the washer nozzles.
You should probably yell at your pre-purchase inspector guy who missed that.
Well, I was just thinking, I was like, what if the car would look maybe kind of cool with hot rod louvers in the hood?
If you can find somebody to do it, because they're expensive.
Are they?
Yes, it's not a super simple
be
thing
scalloped,
to do.
yeah. Isn't there? I thought there was like a punch-out tool for it.
I mean, there is, but it's still expensive to have done.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be cheaper to find somebody to fill in the holes, and
or just find another hood and paint it flat black. Throw
also
it on there.
would be cool. Also would be cool, or any kind of contrasting color, like cream white or something, would be neat.
Well, that's not going to not shine in your eyes. The whole idea of the flat black is it's a flat hood.
No, that's true. I was thinking of a contrasting color just for race car stuff,
which would be flat black as a rally car.
Some do flat black, yes, for sure. I'm into that. Top of the fenders too, maybe. I'd look at the car again. Maybe not. But yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know. I just figured you'd put a set of normal washer squirters in there because somebody.
I did have a set. Yeah, I do.
Because that'll look better, obviously, than the chrome light up ones that the guy added there.
Yeah.
See, I knew that they were dumb chrome light up ones. I think what I missed was that they weren't supposed to be washer squirters there at all.
I didn't either.
That didn't click to me at all. I was just like, oh, the washer squirters need to go back to like a more normal style than these. I didn't realize that they weren't supposed to be there.
The little pipette that goes in the cowl.
That's what I didn't realize when I saw it at first. I was just like, oh, no big deal. We'll just change these out.
This is all your fault.
It's all my fault. Pre-purchase inspection failed. Don't hire me for your pre-purchase
inspection. If you had
inspection.
noticed that, I wouldn't have bought the car.
Don't hire me for your pre-purchase.
That would have been a
inspection.
deal breaker.
I will say the last pre-purchase inspection I did for somebody went perfectly well, and they're happy with their car. So don't listen to Andrew is probably the problem.
To be fair, you know that I like garbage stuff,
That's true. That's true.
and I would be fine with it regardless. So
And the other one I did for my friend Vad was a Ford Alpha, and it was a fairly new car, so I was extra picky on it, and he appreciated that. But
No.
Anyway,
it's fine.
cool.
All right. They can find you again on Instagram. You're back.
I'm back on Instagram. I've posted some throwback pictures and some pictures of the Starion that I got because that was a surprise.
Cool. So yeah, go follow TSISS.
Oh yeah, I should probably tell them the address.
350?
TSISS 350. It's funny when I didn't have access to it. I was like, "Well, this is the time. I'm gonna get rid of that username and start a new account and be good to go." But then I got it back finally after almost a whole month. A long time.
All right. So yeah, you can follow me, Race and Anger on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, whatever. Hanging out. Auto Off Topic on Instagram and Threads and Facebook if you're still on there.
And if you're in the Arizona area and you're interested in a vintage Japanese car rally, the AZ Rising Sun Rally Instagram page will have all the info for that because we're getting pretty heavy into our planning on that. So that's going to happen in October of this year.
Cool. All right. As always, keep cars analog and aim for the roses.